The apartment. We were newlyweds searching for our first apartment. The last place we toured had a rental available. We loved the circa 1920s Art Deco building. Its hallway was covered with vintage wallpaper, and each door displayed an antique iron knocker. The manager told us the previous tenant lived there for nearly 45 years. However, he failed to mention that she would be in the apartment when we viewed it. It felt like we were trespassing on her territory. She sat in a rocker, staring at us both. And the rooms? They were filled to the brim with books and clothes and framed photographs. 2 weeks later, the place had been cleaned and repainted. We could see the classic lines. But I couldn't get past the idea that we were intruding. During the daylight, I sensed I was being watched. At night, there were odd noises. The air in the apartment was stuffy, even after I opened the windows. I was often alone in the evenings as my husband worked late. On one of those evenings, I was watching television when I had the strange sensation that someone was standing behind me. It prompted me to jump up from the sofa. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw something dark sliding over the wall. Soon after this, I caught a faint image in the mirror. It wasn't mine. After several weeks, I decided to sit outside the apartment and wait for my hubby to come home. I finally told him everything. His first reaction was concern for my safety. Then he suggested a psychologist might be in order. He didn't believe me. At work, I was tired and depressed. A colleague saw the change. He was a good guy studying for the ministry. I told him my bizarre tale. He believed me and gave me this advice. When you're alone, tell the presence it's your space now. He must move on. I went home determined to do it. As I stepped inside the building, the heaviness in the hallway hit me like an invisible barrier. I summoned up all my courage and turned the key. It took several months of convincing before the presence receded. I no longer saw the shadow nor the mirror image. I suspected the entity was attached to the former tenant. Maybe he'd been her husband and was angered by her sudden departure. There was no way to know, as the poor woman had developed dementia. We lived in the apartment for 2 years, but it never felt like my home. You see, the presence didn't leave. It only agreed to leave me alone.